Before the video begins, I'd like to ask you all to please do anything you can to help out the people of Palestine, be it through donating, doing your daily clicks, or simply just speaking up about the genocide that they're going through. Any bit of any of these will help out a ton. I'll leave the relevant links in the description below. Now onto the video. Good 18:21 PM everyone. In today's video I'll be talking about Roblox games. Wow! Now I'm no stranger to Roblox games, after all I have a series dedicated to talking about free random ones just to prove how good I am at talking about Roblox games. Trust me. I've been on the platform for over 9 years, but I've never really thought to look at the many strange, experimental, and unconventional games on the platform, which is what I'm here to talk about today. Now what do I mean by strange, experimental, and unconventional? I'm talking about strange games and games that aren't quite games. And I don't mean Souls RNG, that's the fruit so low hanging I have to crouch down to grab it. No, I can't exactly describe it, so you'll just have to see throughout the video. As usual, like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy this, trying to hit 3K before 2025, not going well. Now, let's start off with... This section was a bit difficult to find games for because it's quite broad and really borders on just plain unique games. And there are plenty of unique games I want to talk about on this channel, just not in this video. This is the only section that will focus on Roblox games that are, you know, games first. But not your typical Roblox game, no. But games are a lot weirder, more like experiences than anything else. Once again, really hard to describe it. Now, even though this video is meant to be coherent and mostly serious, I think this trilogy is so strange that they fit within this section surprisingly well, even if they're stupid little troll games. You Don't Want to See Me Rage / Angry / Infuriated is a trilogy of ironic Roblox troll lobbies where you have to go through a variety of stupid obstacles ranging from gambling captures to Terraria boss fights and death marches. Such a wacky and silly trilogy with so many stupid and roundabout solutions. Usually I wouldn't put something like this here, but once you play it I think you'll realize why this game fits here perfectly. Some of these are a bit bullshit even for troll game standards, like the gambling one or the Sigmund doors and Infuriated. The trilogy is just so stupid and ridiculous that it ends up being the perfect fit for this video, the way it just fucks with you in so many stupid ways. Enough about a troll game trilogy though, let's get on to something more befitting of this video. Now Roblox games are weird, but what if they were weirder? If you guys have been on the platform for a bit, you may have seen some of those many Surreal Games out there. Those ones where a bunch of weird shit just happens with no rhyme or reason. You already know where I'm going with this. The surreal genre of Roblox games started popping up I'd say around 2018 or 2019 and stopped being as popular around 2022 or 2023. They're usually these strange, dreamlike, bizarre games where there's a bunch of weird shit and world-ending orbs. Really common trope. These types of games really are more experiences than anything else, and I highly recommend going into the Surreal Games Finder I use to discover most of these and giving them a look, which I'll link in the description in the top right. It's not entirely perfect, sometimes it links you to meme games or doors? Yeah, I've never heard of that game before. Most of these games, however, are worth your time, or they'll make you too afraid to go in the kitchen at 3 AM for the next week. I won't be covering every last game I found within it, because I'd take way too long, and this video is about more than Surreal Games alone. Though there is an especially peculiar game I'd like to talk about, called Autoclave. I found this game by complete accident on my homepage. I thought it was some tiered obby or something, but it ended up being such a strange experience, though I've yet to beat it fully, and no one has since I don't think it's actually complete. It's this kind of exploration puzzle type game. I think you guys should just go in blind and give it a shot. It's quite rough around the edges, but it's such a strange and unique experience for some reason. It has such a strange aura to it. If you enjoy games like Castle in the Sky Ascension or just like games where there's tons of secrets to find, check this out, and trust me when I say that this game is a lot bigger than you think. It has plenty of little things to find, though some of these can be a bit dumb. The guy who made this, Termite King 09, has also made a bunch more stuff, so check them out if you enjoyed Autoclave. Lastly, for the first section of this video is Windows 10 OS. There's plenty of Windows 10 games on Roblox, but I'll be talking about this one by Munder200. It's a small, simple game that aims to simulate Windows 10. It allows you to install viruses, play Roblox, watch knockoff YouTube, and many more things. I'd say this is like a point-and-click sandbox game. It's fun trying to see how to fuck up your PC the most and make your game unplayable. There's also a ton of badges to unlock as well, so go wild. Oh, and play Paradox. That's all I really got for this section, so I'll move on to the next part. Now, this set of games is a lot less hellish to define. This section will include games that are tools or not directly games. They're not really played for the gameplay itself, if it makes any sense. Of course, this primarily means games like avatar creators, outfit checkers, and even the Surreal Games finder I used to find a lot of the games last section. These games are based around being used for utility purposes, and you may have even used some yourself. They can be pretty useful, it's kind of their purpose, so it's nice to have these. But of course, there's more to this section than just utility games, as this section is about non-games. And I think Hangout and roleplay games fit best here. I'll start with one that used to have a lot of players, and now just has a good amount of people playing it. Rate My Avatar, the Hangout game where everyone is deranged and homophobic, or deranged and racist. Truly the pinnacle of the Roblox community. In this game, you can make your own booth, wait eternities for someone to swing by, then just have them say something dumb and leave. It's great. You can also go and check out other people's booths. It's about what you'd expect from, you know, the Roblox community. This game is especially funny with voice chat on, so if you have access to that feature, I highly recommend joining this game and just seeing what shenanigans people get up to. Believe me when I say there's always something happening. You may have noticed I also mentioned roleplay games earlier. These types of games are basically your brother to Hangout games, and you can argue that they're actually one and the same due to how much they overlap. You would be wrong, but you can try. I used to play these games a ton back in 2015 to 2017, but I eventually fell out of them in favor of, you know, actual games. I'm sure many Roblox players that have been around for a while have had their roleplay eras. I'm sure of it. But most roleplay games nowadays are these mundane life RP games where you can roleplay city life, I guess, and do things like buy a house, own an unregistered firearm, raise a kid, and play shitty mobile games. Give me a minute, I'm almost level 7. Now, back in my day, roleplay games were also like this, but there were a few more that had interesting settings, my old favorite being Vampire Kingdom, but I'm not quite sure where it's at now. I mean, it's been like 7 years since I've last played it, so let's see how it's doing. That's about what I expected. Despite the unfathomably low player numbers, I was able to find some people still roleplaying, surprisingly. Maybe the art of Jack, 18 half demon half wolf dead parents single red eyes like SpongeBob lives on. There's other non-town roleplay games that live on, like some Undertale and SCP roleplay games, and probably more I just forgot about. And a lot of these are surprisingly high quality. Yeah. A lot of these are surprisingly high quality, especially for how dead the genre of roleplay games that don't take place in a town is nowadays. Another genre of games that are really high quality but are rarely ever spoken of are showcase games. Showcases are quite a simple genre, usually being games that focus on cool building and have minimal scripting. They're usually quite demanding of the resources. Even with my amazing rig, I still get some big FPS drops when playing these games. If you have a PC made of dirt and twigs, you may need a fire extinguisher to play these, but please bear with me. Showcases are quite nice if you just want to relax to see what Roblox's graphics are really capable of, especially if you play too much Roblox on your computer with an RTX 3050 and get too used to games that look like this, and need to challenge your computer for once. Thankfully for people who have potato devices, which is 90% of Roblox's player base, there's a good amount of these games that aren't particularly demanding on your device, so anyone can enjoy these. So go out and check out some cool showcase games. I'd recommend Somnium Hall in the Winter is my only guide for low-end devices, just don't go into this room with the bad music. And for higher-end devices, Miriani and Flower Garden in the Clouds. I had way too much fun on that piano though. Since I don't have much more to add to this section, I'll move on to the last and most interesting part of this video. We're finally on to the section that made me create the rest of this video. These games are mostly experiments or projects. They do kind of overlap with non-games, but it's different, trust me bro. I would have made the whole video about these games, but I didn't because they were too hard to find and because I just found so much more types of odd games to talk about in this video. And also because of that first reason, this time I'll be covering every game individually, starting with the Graveyard. Every man has two deaths. One when he is buried in the ground and the last time someone says his name. Shigeru Miyamoto. Plenty of Roblox accounts have been terminated or lost over the years, but if there was a way to preserve and remember them even after death, a game that would immortalize them, well, look no further than The Graveyard, a game where you can buy and view graves that will remain even after you get banned. You can buy a few different types of graves for yourself, which are purely visual, though it's quite annoying to find a plot to get your grave on. Luckily, I found a nice plot, so you can visit my grave once the Shadow Agency finally pulls the right strings to get me banned for saying the. Oh, and make sure to watch out for the geeker. Since this game was made relatively recently, and you have to actually join the game and get a plot of land for yourself to have a grave, you probably won't find that many people who are banned. That doesn't mean that they don't exist, however. And while we're on the topic of remembering things and people from before, have you ever wanted to learn a bunch of stuff about old Roblox in a cool looking museum? Well, the Roblox Museum of 2006 to 2008 remade may be for you. Originally created by Memi and remade by Golden Era Interactive, the Roblox Museum of 2006 to 2008, which will just be shortening to the Roblox Museum, is a large repository of information about Roblox's past, ranging from events, players, features, and everything in between, even including extras like a gift shop, a brick battle arena, some drinks, activities, and other secrets that allow you to find on your own. There's a lot of cool and interesting history about the Roblox platform that I highly suggest checking out. I mean, why else would it be in this video? I should also take a second to quickly talk about the original Roblox Museum by Memi. It's quite dated compared to the version we have now, but it's a nice little novelty. Once again, check the top right for both versions. Now it's finally time for the last game of this video. Keeping up the theme of documentation and remembering stuff, this wasn't intentional, I swear, our last game is Library of Oddities. It has quite a simple concept, like all of the games in this section. It's a procedurally generated near-infinite library where players can read and write books. There's currently over 100,000 player-made books for people to read, and the number only gets bigger over time. Of course, due to this being a library on Roblox, basically everyone is an amateur writer at best and lobotomized at worst. It's quite up in the air what level of quality you'll get, but it's really to be expected when playing something like this, and part of the experience. There's some that are quite fun reading, like Silas the Bard, a currently unfinished book about a bard getting up to shenanigans, or Big Cat, Little Cat, which is about cats. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Of course, you should give it a shot along with the rest of these. All they can take is your time. I myself even wrote a super amazing book which you should go read. Trust me. Even with all of its DeviantArt-esque stories and skibbity Sigma jokes that stopped being funny 2 months ago minimum, this game is worth a shot. Other than silly mediocre books, within the walls of the library, there's also some stuff to find, like a piano in a little office room. Library of Oddities gets semi-frequent updates, so make sure to check back on it whenever you get the chance, and don't forget to support each of the games mentioned in this section. They're all great and worth your time, obviously. Anyways, that's everything I wanted to cover in this video. I hope this opened your eyes to all the interesting and strange games on the platform, and hey, maybe I showed you something that you might have found interesting or inspired you to finally give them a shot. If there's any odd games that you'd like to talk about them, feel free to talk about it below. Anyways, time to not work on any videos for the next eternity.